This is the Negro Ninja, and this is going to be more on the topic of why I don't approach these hoes. All right. Now, this seems to be a very popular topic of debate for niggas. All right. And niggas are free to believe what they want to believe or do what they want to do as Negroes. Okay. However, there are some niggas that's just patriotic for the bitch. Okay. Niggas talk about how it's their duty as a simp to approach these hoes. Therefore, every nigga should be willing to lay down his life for a bitch because you being stressed out by a hoe is laying your life on the line. Each time they stress you out is pieces of your life, just it's like chip damage from a fighting game. Okay, it don't seem like much until that shit just take its toll. Okay, everything that stresses you out takes away your life on some level. Okay, and anything that wastes your time takes away. That's a waste of life. All right, so motherfuckers want to get all patriotic. Okay, and try to push pop propaganda on you for a country that don't even give a fuck about your life. Just like niggas fighting in World War II. That's why the niggas defected to Germany. Ooh, they say Hitler's racist, but these German hoes ain't. Okay, I'm staying over here. I got me a family now. Fuck them. Okay, so it's one thing for a Negro to give his Negro opinion about this topic, but it's another thing to hear these hoes say it from their mouths themselves. Let's listen to a chick give a review on Bumble. Okay, and this is what she has to say because Bumble is all about putting the ball in these hoes' court, making a bitch approach. All right, let's listen.
I think it's important for men to have the space to be able to be the man in the first instance. The unsexy truth behind Bumble. I think this is an obvious truth and you probably all know what I'm going to say, but I'm going to say it anyway. And it's the same reason that I was actually less inclined to try Bumble than any of the other dating apps. So if you don't know, Bumble is an app where it gives women a bit more control over who talks to them because they have to instigate all of the messaging. So it means that they get to avoid all of the creeps messaging and I think it's how they sell it to women. And
Okay, did you hear that? She said she think that's how they sell it to women. That, they get to avoid all the creeps messaging them because they get to make the first move. And then she even talked about control. Like control was one of the selling points. Okay, and that's all that bitches want is control. But every dating app get these hoes control. Okay, now the thing about Bumble is it basically gives them control to pick a more positive into to pick more positive interactions with men in general. Okay, and she's using a lot of air quotes as she's saying all this type of stuff. So she clearly does not even like it, despite how good it sounds in theory. You know how much hoes complain about creeps and dudes sending dick pics. Like creeps are just the worst thing in the world to them. They even go as far as to screenshot conversations and put them on blast on Instagram stories or Facebook statuses. Okay. Now, once again, this pretty much just proves that hoes find a man I mean, she would call a dude a creep only when it's convenient. Because if they so serious about it, why is this an issue? Let's continue.
they sell it to men because they say, hey, look, you can take a back seat for once, let the girls do the work for once. And that sounds awesome too, right?
Okay, now y'all should have saw the facial expression she made when she said that. She was like, right? Okay, basically saying, fuck y'all. Okay, y'all niggas ain't y'all ain't riding in no Royce, nigga. We ain't your servant. Okay, what makes you think you should have shit easy? All right, and pretty much just giving more confirmation to the theory that hoes simply love when shit is hard. Just going back to what I'm saying about the chip damage analogy and how they're just taking away your life, and draining your life, and all this type of stuff. Okay, these bitches really are succubus. Okay, these hoes remind me of who does this shit in the fighting game? I forgot who does it. They'll hit you with something, and it takes off your life. Okay, I mean it takes off. Yeah, to take off your life while filling up theirs. That's what they like. I think Shang Tsung does. It's a lot of people that do it, but I think Shang Tsung does it in Mortal Kombat 11.
And what spurred me to make this video is that I was out walking with my friend this morning and I knew that she'd been on Bumble earlier this year, and I said, what was your experience? And she summed up the problem with Bumble in one sentence. And she has the honour and the privilege, nay, the pleasure, I'm kidding, of being the first person to ever appear on my channel in real life. So here she is with her sentence. Go Charlotte!
I got it for about a week. At the first I thought it was a good idea, but then I realised after I was swiping right on people that I still wanted them to make the first move anyway, which kind of defies the point of.
Okay, now do y'all remember the shit I was talking in the other video about how I noticed that the reject button is always on the left, whether it is on dating apps or Omegle or whatever. They are quick to hit left. Okay, they cannot help themselves. It's just the easy way out. Okay, while the accept button is always on the right. Now she have been forced to swipe right. Okay, and that's just too much for her. It just don't line up with her. Okay, it just doesn't line up with her. And that's just the true reason why right now. Okay, because the bitches ain't right. Okay, how hard is it for a hoe to do the right thing? She just said it. Okay, which pretty much proves if they was in a man's shoes for a day, they wouldn't even last 3 hours. Okay, they can't even do the shit for 10 minutes. Okay, and if they did it for 10 minutes, they'll just go insane and just be like, fuck it. You know, they'll have to get some counseling after that shit and have somebody say, yeah, you the woman, you know, you ain't got to do shit. Okay, that's the man's duty. You everything. You know, they need to be debriefed. All right.
Why not Bumble?
But it does. I don't make the first move in real life. So why the hell is a dating app going to suddenly change my behaviour?
All right, now do y'all hear the hubris in those words? Okay, she thinks that men are a piece of trash not even worth picking up. Okay, now the funny thing about this is these hoes don't say that they don't want trash. Okay, trash should be brought to them. All right, like a garbage dump. Okay, now once again, how does that make any sense? All right, I won't even pick you up off the ground. Fuck you. Y'all ain't shit. All right. She basically said she won't even pick y'all up off the ground to place y'all in the dumpster.
Good point. I couldn't have said it better myself.
See, she just said it. Okay, she said it, not me.
Putting the ball in the court of women who are used to everyone else having the ball in their court and having to make the first move.
Okay, and it just pretty much proves what I said. Okay, if a woman doesn't make the first move, she not worth her weight. Okay, bitch ain't even worth her weight in tampons. All right, this bitch ain't worth 2 skeets. All right, and I'm not talking about context-sensitive moments to where it would make sense for a dude to make the first move. I'm not talking about that. She don't give a fuck whether that's true or not. You a nigga, figure out a way, okay, to benefit her.
Is not a practical idea. Not for either gender, actually. It misreads social norms that we're all used to. It misreads typical gendered behaviour, and it also misreads practical considerations. So for example, women feel like they often don't have to make the first move and might feel weird about having to make the first move because we've been told that that's just not what happens. Also,
all right, now she give that elaborate speech about how it's not normal and how society says this. And you know, she don't really have an opinion because all that is what somebody told her. She don't know what the natural order of anything is, and that's what hoes are all about. What they have been told. Okay, bitches are more or less, you know, like hold up. I said this a long time ago. They don't have a mind, they have a program. That is basically what it is, and it's very funny because you can't tell hoes nothing. They're very rebellious. They don't like to follow rules, but they always go back to that one thing they want to listen to. Okay, and the only reason why they listen is because there's some shit that inconveniences you. All right, there's some shit that inconveniences you. All right.
Women tend to be the gender that don't put themselves forward as much. I don't know if they're not more shy than men on average, but it's just that they're not sort of assertive, more assertive than men on average. So.
Oh, they are assertive. Once again, when there's some shit that don't convenience you. Okay, such as cursing you out, insulting you. Okay, trying to make you look bad. Okay, leaving the relationship or initiating the end of the relationship. Being stern on why the relationship is going to stay done and while it's not going to be picked back up. Okay, you're a nice guy, but it's just not going to work out. I don't know what God has planned, but it's not going to be this relationship. Okay, they'll just stick it to you. Okay, only because it doesn't convenience you. Okay, hoes only do what convenience society and their agenda. Okay, they flat out tell them not to convenience the man. Who the fuck are you? Make his life hard.
Expecting them to be the assertive part of the relationship, whilst it will work for a whole bunch of women, on average, it might work to the disadvantage of both. And the other reason is she's going to be thinking, why the fuck do I have to make the first step on Bumble when I literally got 20 unread messages on Tinder?
All right. She said it's a disadvantage for both genders. Okay. But she expect for you to make the first move. So how's that a disadvantage for bitch? And secondly, she just said that why should she give a fuck when she got Tinder with 20 unread messages? And this is the true reason why I decided to use this video to make a video. Okay, because you dead ass serious, these hoes is playing. Okay, here's the best example I can give y'all. Disney's Aladdin, the cartoon. Okay, Aladdin is a street rat. He's out there trying to survive. He's doing things, that involves putting his life at danger, such as stealing and risk getting captured. He's really trying to eat to live. Okay, he's going through the motions, and he makes what he thinks is a female street rat who turned out to be Jasmine. And she's basically doing what he's doing, and she's sucking at it, and she gets caught. And he has to rescue her. Okay, once they escape, he finds out that she was a princess the whole time. So he's stealing to eat, otherwise he's going to starve. She has food and valuable things in her palace, in her nice comfy palace. And once that adventure is over, they part ways. He go back in the street. This bitch go all the way up here. Okay, you see how that goes. Okay, these bitches ain't in needing. They don't need you. That's why they don't feel the need to approach you. Okay, now once again, this does not apply to every female. This just applies to these hoes. Okay, because there are some chicks out there that will approach you and not BS you and actually go somewhere. Okay, but you just don't expect for bitches to do it, but just know it can happen. You just gotta unless you know it's a good environment. Okay, but you always gotta let hoes prove themselves to you before you just assume it's gonna happen. All right. When bitches have a nice, comfortable life, they always make it harder for the other dude. She has 1,000 different apps to fall back on, and apparently it seems that they go to each app based off of how it makes their coochie feel. Which app makes the coochie feel supreme? That's the one they're gonna stay on the most.
So I think a combination of those reasons would mean that women tend to struggle more, or just tend not to feel like they have to make the first move or be able to make the first move, and they expect guys to make the first move.
And once again, that's because they're told to expect them. Okay, the way you program a bitch is you just tell her to do whatever is not convenient to the opposite sex. That's just what it is. It's that simple. Okay.
And that can't occur on Bumble. And maybe, let's say, because there are a whole bunch of women out there who do make the first move and probably are the more assertive part of the couple, or at least don't care about social norms, or perhaps they don't have as many options, so this works well for them.
Okay, she kind of just gave it away right there. She said that bitch don't got many options. That's why she talking. And that's not. Once again, this is not true for every chick. Okay, so don't just assume that just because a chick is making it easy that she ain't got no options. Don't do that to yourself. Okay, never set yourself up for failure when it's going easy. Okay, just chill, and if that's true, that will be revealed to you. But get as much as you can while shit is good. Do not fuck yourself up with that type of thinking. All right, she gonna telegraph it anyway. Okay, even before the situation reveals itself.
Maybe they just like not having people message them out of the blue. That's great. I think Bumble works really well for some people. I'm just explaining what I think is a major design flaw in the app. And besides that, one of the reasons that I personally try not to make the first move or would prefer a man to make a first move is because it's the first reason that I actually start respecting the man. I find it quite impressive that a guy is willing to come up to me, put himself on the firing line of getting rejected, all just because he wants to go out with me, and ask, do you want to go on a date with me? I find that impressive, I find it admirable, and it usually is the first thing that makes me respect that guy. And so I'm more likely to say yes. And guess what? You can't do that on Bumble. He's basically saying, I'm not afraid of getting rejected, and even if I was, you're worth it. And that's...
You see how much stupid shit hoes tell themselves, okay, to not do something. Okay, I'm telling you. All right. And then she's talking about she respects dudes that put themselves on the front line. So what's up with all them niggas you got in the friend zone? Oh, you're very nice and sweet. Very nice and sweet. I'm just gonna place you here. You're nice. Let's put you there. No, why not put me in your vagina? You're nice. We just collect this item. No, but collect me in your vagina. So so she full of shit. By that logic, there would be no niggas in the friend zone. Okay, bitches don't respect what is in the friend zone. They respect what they put. Actually, that's more complicated. That's complicated. All right, because we already established that hoes really deal with who they don't like a lot. And they kind of keep who they do like at bay. So it's just weird. Okay. But for the most part, by her logic, then no nigga would get rejected and she'll just go out on a date with each one and fuck each one. She full of shit. Okay. That shit, let me go back though. This shit is complicated. Hold up. They would like somebody and not do nothing with them. They would hate somebody and do something with them. Okay. So they clearly do not respect the motherfucker they're not doing something with. Okay, they don't. They might not necessarily respect the person for sucking his dick either. Like I said, it's weird. Okay, it's all about a hoe doing what she wants to do. It's all about rebellion.
That's a great feeling to bring into the relationship on a first date. And yes, a woman could do that as well. I totally agree.
And once again, it's all about her ego. Okay, bitches protect their ego more than they protect their virginity. Okay, these hoes just don't want their egos hurt. That's all that is. That's why they don't want to approach nobody. Okay. We have to make women feel like a goddess. All right. You have to line up with her bullshit. Okay. Because once you interact with bitch, you just flood it with it. And, we try to swim against the current. And it overtakes us. I'm just sick of this bullshit. Why the dumb motherfucker is on the same frequency, so he'll just surf the wave. Okay. And she wonders why she didn't get got. He got her. He conquered the wave. Okay. A bitch come at you with dumb shit. That's how you gotta come at her. Okay, go along with it. Okay, use that as a judo move. Like how the hoe do you when you direct with her. You're very nice. Let me shake your hand. Just like that one scene in Enter the Dragon when that smooth dude, the white dude, shook this chick's hand and she just said swoop. And he was on his back. That's how hoes do you.
Just saying that I like assertive upper hand at the beginning, I feel more comfortable that way. It's a
And she says this, but she would most likely call a dude that is assertive a creep if he's coming at her, with dignity. Okay, he is stern. He has a solid foundation and can't be shaken by her bitch charms. He knows what he wants. She would call that creepy. Remember my bold series about the consequences of being bold. They either gonna fuck with you or they might call you a creep. Okay, and once again, a man is a creep only when it's convenient to bitch. Okay, so you gotta be careful with these hoes.
personal thing. So yeah, I think Bumble grinds a little bit against human nature, and
Once again, human nature to a bitch is whatever people tell her to do, whatever people tell her to expect. Okay, she don't know what human nature is. Okay, bitches don't even really know themselves like nothing.
norms, and and also practicality of women generally having more options anyway. So for that reason, I think it's a disadvantage to both genders.
Okay, it's a disadvantage to both genders. Okay, but you still want niggas to approach you. Because niggas do approach you.
I think it's important for men to have the space to be able to be the man in the first instance.
Okay, that space would be in between your thighs. Okay, that's how a man be a man, by sticking his penis into a vagina. Okay. Now, once again, it's one thing to hear me talk the shit about not approaching hoes, and it's another thing to hear what these hoes think when they don't approach you. They, like I said, they're not worth two skeets. Okay, real women make your life easier, not harder, and that's all I got to say for this rant. And this has been the Negro Ninja, bringing you your Negro message for today. Negro out.